Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I'm back again to share with you guys some more projects that I have created. Sorry about all the noise in the background. I've got roosters going, I've got magpies going. It's the works here, so just bear with me for now because it's, like I said, I'm trying to take advantage of the beautiful daylight that we have here. It is a little bit overcast, but it's still got beautiful lighting. Just want to share some beautiful projects that I have been inspired to do. You guys would have seen Jeanette's beautiful dimensional boots that she shared for her Trestles Deluxe DT project. So I really love it. Ever since I saw Margaret's boots, I've always been meaning to make one, but I've been so lazy and not been able to look through to find patterns and all that. And when I saw Jeanette's vid on her boots, she was kind enough to share with us all a pattern, and I'll pop the link to her pattern so that you guys can go and see both Jeanette's video on her boots, her tutorial, as well as the pattern that you guys can get to make this dimensional Pero Victorian boot. And this is how I've altered it, and made my boot to look like. As you guys can see, it's really beautiful and a lot of fun to make. I had a little stuff ups here and there because the fabric that I use, try and use fabric that doesn't have fine, that doesn't have like loose weave. This one here, when I cut it, it was fraying a lot on the edges, and then when I stitched it, because it didn't have a lot of room to allow for a lot of your seam on the side here. I must have left seam a little bit too small, because then once the fabric started fraying, I had like little holes here and there once I pushed my stuffing in, because I really want it to be full. So I kind of really pushed it in, and in some areas that kind of come undone, so I had to stitch that as well as glue it also. But with all the embellishments that you're putting on it, it doesn't really matter. It hides everything really well. So even if you make a boo-boo, don't worry. Don't start again, because you're gonna cover it anyway. So like I mentioned, I started off with a cream fabric, cut that out with the pattern, cut all the pieces, formed the shoe, stuffed it. I did put rice down the bottom of the shoe. I actually put rice in there. In Jeanette's tutorial, she put it in a little bag, and then she put it in, but I actually stuffed the whole. I was lazy and I couldn't find my bag, so this area as well as the part of the sole had a bit of rice in it, and then I put the sole liner in, and then I stuffed the top with the wadding, and I made it really full and really beautiful. And then I just went mad with laces from my stash that I've tea dyed in the past. This trim here was sent to me by Jean. Hi Jean, and it's Jean Rag, and she sent it to me quite a while ago now, and I've decided to use that instead of hoard it. It's really beautiful, and you can find it in Annie's shop. I'm not sure if Annie, Miss Garden Grove, has any more in her store, but it's really beautiful and has that shoelace effect, so I used that on here. So thank you, Jean, for that. And on the side here, I used some laces from my stash there, and at the back here, used a beautiful wedding applique on here that I got from Rosella. And these I purchased a long time ago, and I snipped them up, I tea dyed them, and they came out a beautiful vintage colour. I used one there, and I used two more on the front here. At the back here, I just used some beautiful seam binding that I've tea dyed and really just scrunched it up and just dangled them from there. At the top here, I made a pin cushion like Jeanette has also with hers stand, and you can pop the pins in. So I covered the fabric with the top with the same fabric, not the top of the pin cushion with this fabric, and then on top of that I added lace, so it gives it a beautiful and nice finish. And then I just hot glued on 3 different layers of lace in my favorite colors, as you guys can see. Voila! This beautiful fleshy trim that's really tiny, and then we have a medium eyelet lace, really beautiful, that I've avocado dye, and it came out this fleshy color. And then this color is as is. I didn't avocado dye that, but it's very similar, and that's the last layer on top, and it's really beautiful. And as you can see, the pin's going well, and the shoe's standing up pretty good also. So that's my first shoe that I have made, inspired by Jeanette as well as Margaret. And I've got a couple of more shoes that I have done. This particular shoe here is inspired by Margaret. I saw her like pincushion shoe sachets a while ago, and I was madly in love with them. And again, for this I have used Jeanettes template or her pattern, and instead of using all the different like parts of the pattern, I only used two, which is the shoe part only, no front, no sole, and no back. Sorry, talking back to front. I only used two of the shoe, and I stitched around it, and then just from there stuff it, and then just embellish it the way that you want it to. And mine came out so beautiful and so vintage, guys. I love it so much. And you're going to be hearing me saying so. That's just how I am. So here we go, and it's really beautiful. I use like a really thin muslin fabric, and it frays really well also. I don't know why. I tend to go to the fabrics that fray. The other shoe frays really well, and then I went on to this one. The reason why I use this fabric because it has that beautiful gauze like vintage look to it, and it's really lovely. So that's why I wanted a really tattered sort of like a vintage shabby feel to it, so I created this. So from a distance, that's what it looks like. Really beautiful. I got this image again from Pinterest. A lot of my images, if you see them, they're all from Pinterest. If I said that I purchased it, then I would mention that I purchased it, but a lot of my images now are not purchased, are usually only from Pinterest, because you can find heaps of pictures on there. So I love this image so much, and I try to like mimic this rose up here, and this is my beautiful handmade chiffon rose. Isn't it gorgeous, guys? Love. It kind of like turned out better than I initially thought, so I'm really happy with that. Made that out of chiffon, and then I sprayed, because that's got like beautiful deep pink in it, I sprayed it with a pink dye in the center here, just to give it these, because normally it's that color, and then I dyed it and give it this beautiful fuchsia color in here also, to kind of like copy that one, because I want it to match, and it came out really stunning. So I love the layers. And here I used seam binding that I coffee sprayed. I have white lace that I sprayed again with beautiful pink spray that I made, and dangle some beautiful pearls off the side here. Running around the bottom of the shoe, I used this beautiful dainty lace, and then on the side here I had used this beautiful Venice lace from my stash, and then on the front I've used some doilies and chopped them all up and added some pearl centers from my stash. At the top here I ruffled up some beautiful laces that I've tea dyed and hot glued them onto the top. At the back of my rose here, I just tucked in some doilies that I just chopped up and folded into half and stuck them around my flower, just to give them more oomph and more texture. So really beautiful. Here we go. And the back, I've just left it plain. I didn't decorate the back of it. Oh, underneath here I've used some more dangle trims from my stash also, because it's going to be lying down like that or sitting somewhere like that, so I didn't embellish the back of it. I just decorated with the lace. That's how it is before I embellished it with the flower and the beautiful image. So it's gorgeous, and it's very functional, like I mentioned. You can put your pins in anywhere you like, as you guys can see there. So really lovely to have in your boudoir room or in your shabby craft room. These stick pins, the white ones, are by Lily. Thank you, Lily. So that's my second shoe. And my other two projects are these little cute shabby projects. They are really lovely. They're little ceramic shoes, and I altered them both. Let's start off with this one. I picked up another one today, and it looks like that, and it's 50 cents, and I got it from the charity store, so I have plans to alter that one also. And I did drop it at the shop, and so it does have a little crack there, but I'm going to hide it with appliques and all that. So oopsie daisies, that was my fault. When I took it to the counter, I like went and it kind of like has a little crack. So but I'm going to glue it with laces and put a bun in the middle, so you're not going to notice anything. And I want it for, you know, the shape and all that, and it looks really cute. So that's how it is. So this one here was just all plain white. You see how it's 50 cents, and it was just all plain white. And well, gonna drop that one too, clumsy me. All plain white, and then I used some beautiful avocado dye lace, and I popped it, not lace, appliques, popped it all the way around the shoe. Used some shabby blue fabric and made like just cut out a circle that I thought would be large enough to go inside, and then I did a running stitch around the circle, and then I stuffed it, pulled the stitch, and then made like a big ball, and then just stuffed it inside and hot glued it in, hot glued my laces in there. The shoe already came with this beautiful lovely salmon colored trim that you see there, and that's that one there. Really simple. And these are the stick pins that I made to go in the little shabby shoe, like that. The beads are from my local craft store. The bead caps are usually from eBay. Yeah, all the beads are from the local craft store, and they're really beautiful. That's what they look like. And this is from Em's Emporium. Hi Em. Hi Emma. That's from Em's Emporium. You can find her on Facebook. I got that from Emma. So really, really beautiful. They go into the shoe. This next one here, these stick pins are from Lily when we did our swap. So thank you so much, Lily. They are so, so beautiful. Love, love. This one here, I wanted to give it a vintage sort of tone. So I did spray it with my tea dye, and it gave it a really tattered sort of look to it. That's what I want for this one here. It is shabby, but more of a vintage than your pinky shabby. So I sprayed that, and I ruffled up some curtaining tool, and I hot glued it around the boot, and made a little rosette flower, and added some ribbon to the side. It already came with these beautiful flowers on the front, as you guys can see. This fabric had like little Swiss dots on top that's raised, so that's that one there. And that's my projects for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my vids, and it's been a while since I've shared anything with you all, and I do miss you guys, but life's been busy. So see you guys soon. Bye.